Hello, my name is Therese Lim, and I will be presenting my slide on Irina Rozovsky. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce her name. God, I'm terrible. Okay, so the reason why I chose Irina as the artist I want to present is due to what her works remind me of or what they make me feel. For one thing, her photos give me a somewhat nostalgic vibe due to the way she uses natural lighting to help her with her photos. It's like looking into a memory even though it is not mine. Another thing I love about her work is it invokes a sort of storytelling vibe. Each picture I notice in some of her series is I start asking myself on who are these people in the photos, or what is their story that Irina is trying to capture at the specific moment. It is something I want to do with my own photos. Basically, I want to tell a story as well, like how she does. Finally, the other thing I enjoy from her works is that they remind me of something called vernacular photography and found photography, which are my favorite types of photography. If you are unfamiliar with vernacular photography and found photography, then I shall give you guys a definition. So basically, vernacular is the creation of photographs using everyday life and common things as the subject matter in the photos. An example would be like, say, family vacation photos, travel photos, snapshots, class portraits, photo booth photos, identification photos, and anything beyond this category. And it sometimes is like mistaken art in a way. And then found photography is lost photos that have basically been found. Well, these are photos, though, that have been unclaimed or discarded that weren't made by, let's say, the person presenting this photograph, and they didn't make it, they just said they found it, but they found it very artistic. So an example would be like something that happened to me in real life where I found a photo of a baby in a textbook that I bought long ago, and the back of the photo just had a date on it. There was no name or anything like that. I didn't know who owned the book before me since I bought it from an online textbook company, but I still have this photo. Alright, so now I will talk about some of her series that I was able to research on and her process on these series. So the first series I like to talk about is what Irina calls Miracle Center. In her own words, she describes this series as an invitation to play with type and visual space. What she did, she put her own photos in old frames and these frames she would buy from eBay or antique sales. This way it would look like travel frames. She even mentions that some of these photos would be taken on from like an iPhone. Now this isn't really a series, but this place is called Lightwork, where some of Irina's photos are on display. From what I could find, the photos that are on display are from various series or books she has done. The reason why I display these photos on the slide is not only because I like them a lot, but it's due to how she uses natural lighting to her advantage to take these photos. I found it fitting that the place called Lightwork displayed her works that had really good lighting. Now this is actually a book she did called In Plain Air, which is a lyrical portrait of Brooklyn's Prospect Park. What Irina did in this book is she went to a place called Prospect Park in Brooklyn, and well, that's obvious, and studied the people that came to visit the park. They were escaping the city life of Brooklyn, and they were just coming to this park. What she studied, she took pictures of these people and their interactions in the park. From reading the description of her book, she got the idea by riding in a small motorboat around the park's lake. She saw families, lovers, friends, and all different cultures being in this same park and sharing the park. To her, this was literally a melting pot of various people and cultures just sharing this park. What she did was capture scenes between city and nature while showing that this park is indeed a public space. She uses various landscapes and seasons in the park to form her backgrounds in these photos in order to show this. And according to her book, this was the way she described it as a protein backdrop to show a protein backdrop to a complex social reality. And that concludes my presentation on Irene, who is probably now one of my favorite artists. Thank you again.